Hello, my name is Connor, and I have a story to tell all of you. And it's not a scary story that involves a stalker or anything like that. This is more like confusing, but also, in the end, a happy ending. It happened around 2022, about a year ago. Now I'm 23 years old, and it also involves my younger sister, Kelly. Now she's 19, but she was 18 at the time. And I should mention our family is just me, my sister Kelly, our dad, and unfortunately our mom passed away about 6 months ago of cancer. She will be missed. She was a great mom. I love her so much. But anyways, about 6 months after our mom passed away, me and Kelly came home. I came home from work and she came home from school. And since my work ended around the time when she were ending her school, so I picked her up and we found out our dad was home. And when we got home, we seen our dad sitting on the couch with a young woman. She was only a few years older than me. We later learned her name was Amanda. And my dad told us he had something to tell me and my sister. And based on his look, he was a little embarrassed and, well, not, well, more like embarrassed. Both me and Kelly were still standing by the door, and we looked at each other, and it was actually Kelly who broke the silence by asking, Dad, who is this? We can both see our dad was a little bit embarrassed, but we saw that he tried to come up with the right words to say, but he said, Connor, Kelly, you may have sit down. This might take a little bit a while to explain, he said. So we did. He said first that her name was Amanda. She was about and that she was about 7 years older than me, so she was about 28 at the time. We looked at each other and looked at her, and he then told us one quite of a story. At first, either me or Kelly didn't even know what to believe. But what he told us, that Amanda was actually mine and Kelly's older half sister. We looked at that with our jaws dropped, and I was like, wait, Dad, is this for real? Or is this some sort of joke? But he shook his head and said, no, this is for real. And I asked him, how do you know she's actually real? Or, I mean, or your daughter? At least half sister? Kelly asked. How is it even possible? And if she's older, I was like, Dad, did you cheat on mom before this? But he said no, because here's the story what my dad told us. He met Amanda's mom a little bit before he actually met mine and Kelly's mom some years ago, and they dated only for a short time. It Their relationship didn't last long, even though he was trying to make this relationship to work. By the end, it didn't. So they broke it off, and some time passed, and he was introduced to our mom by a friend. And ever since then, they started dating and eventually got married, and they had me, and some later on they had Kelly, and that's it. And I asked Dad if he was even aware of that about Amanda throughout the entire time, but when he was married with our mom. But he said, no, I wasn't aware of this. So Kelly asked, how do you know if she is actually your daughter? Well, and how did she even know about us? It turned out that her mom had told Amanda when she was younger about her dad and her son and her mom was used to be together, but it didn't work out. But she told Amanda about how our dad was as a person, that he was always a good person, always very loyal, dependable. And since their relationship didn't work out as much, but they tried to remain as friends, but after some time, they lost contact with each other. And after time, she wasn't even aware that she had that he had moved on. But eventually, at some point after, this was around 6 months earlier, um, Amanda actually did some research of any potential um, matches to find where her biological father is. And after a while, she managed to track him down and also learned that she has two younger half siblings. So she had at least known about us and our dad for 6 months. But the reason is why she never had been approached during that time, it was not because that he was married, but she was nervous. Apparently, she had driven by our house at least once and saw all of us together, and she felt a little bit jealous and a little bit left out. But I did ask her if she had any father figure when she was growing up. She said yes. It turned out her mom actually did marry another man when she had Amanda, and she thought that man was her biological father, but when she was turned 18, Amanda told her that this man wasn't her real father, but her stepfather. Of course, Amanda took it very hard, but eventually she took it very much better than expectedly. She accepted that her stepdad wasn't her real, but he treated as he was her real daughter. And she still loves him. And she is still in a good relationship with her parents. But I asked Amanda, what is the purpose on her visit in otherwise? And why she's even here in the first place. Amanda said that she just wanted to meet us. But when she came to our house, it was just our dad home. He was actually surprised, and he didn't first believe her either, but he asked for proof. Then she showed her a photo, or at least a few photos of her with her mom when she was older, and one when she was just young, and of course, he couldn't deny that was the woman that he had a relationship before he met our mom. So he met her, he let her inside, and they start talking. And then, as you all know, me and Kelly came home, and that's where we are at the moment. We were just still talking about this, and the reasons why she came to see us, not because she demanded any money or anything, she was just wanted to get to know her new siblings. Even though she said that she understands if we don't want to have any form of contact with her since we never actually knew that she existed until today. And our dad said that it's our choice if we wanted to have any form of contact or any sibling bond with her at all. I told Dad it's probably best that she leaves for today, so that we can all think about more and process all this information. And I mean, I said to her that when I said that she had to leave, she thought maybe that we didn't want to see her. But when I said that we need some time to think about this, to process all this, and I told her that she can come back to another day, maybe that she could come back in 2 days, so that we have been able to process all of this just in case, because after all, this was completely new to all of us. And she had understood and said that she'd be back in 2 days. And after she left, I did ask our dad how he could actually be really sure that this was actually his daughter. But he believed because he did saw the photos, and her mom, when she was very young, it looked exactly like her. And he even showed us a photo of her when Amanda was still young, and a photo with him and her mom before even Amanda was existed. And sure enough, it was a match. Both look exactly identical, so unless she had a twin sister or anything, or even a doppelganger, but which is almost impossible. But we agreed. This was something new. And I did ask Dad, How would mom react if she was alive and if Amanda did come here? How do you think she would react it? Dad was like really stunned at first, and she may have first believed that I had cheated on her, which I haven't done. But I told your mom about I was in a previous relationship when I first started meeting her. He said, so that's when I understand. And well, your mom probably would have demanded to have a DNA test to confirm if she is our daughter, if she's my daughter or not. But I do believe her. But Kelly said that you need to take one anyways, just in case. And I actually thought that was probably the best thing to do, actually confirm it. So the next 2 days, now that she came back, I brought this topic up, and she didn't even try to deny. She actually agreed to have a test so that they could confirm it. So she took a hair strand over one of her hair, and Dad took one of his, and they sent it in for a test. And I think it was about a week later, it came back. It was a match. She was our sister, at least half sister. But when it was confirmed she was our sister, Callie was beyond the moon. She was so excited that she was having a sister. Well, I mean, I don't blame her. After all, she had only a brother. But now that she has a sister, and I honestly don't, I'm just happy for Callie to have an older sister. Now that she can talk to a girl, someone related to her in the family, about all kinds of things about boys, makeup, or you name it. But me and Amanda, though, even though we were kinda in the same age range, I mean, she was a little bit older than me, but we were closer, almost closer age. We bonded also over a few things that we were common to. I mean, it turned out we have so much in common. Like, we both like sci-fi and even like Star Wars, Star Trek, all that kinds of things. And I was like, wow, I never knew that. But I was just happy. But I asked her about if she had told her mom about this. She has. And her mom was just happy to hear that her dad, her biological dad, our dad, had accepted her as his daughter. And that they born are now going to be bonding to be get to know each other since they hadn't even known each other for 28 years. I was like, well, that's a lot of time to catch up with. So sometimes when I was not at home, when I was either at work or even with some friends, could often come home to find Amanda and our dad sitting at the kitchen just talking and laughing about all kinds of things. He usually told her about mine and Kelly's childhood, like upbringing, what we did for kinds of things. She wanted to know more about us, which is completely understandable. She told things about herself, like what she was doing in her childhood, like she used to go camping with her mom and stepdad and all that kinds of things. And she even asked our dad, and like if we have any allergies, like even though fish, egg, oh, you name it. And we didn't. And we asked her, she didn't have any. Because she sometimes came over and actually cooked us dinner. Dad actually gave her a spare key. And surprising enough, Amanda's mom and our dad actually reconnected as friends since she was still married, and even though there were no longer any romantic feelings between each other, but they were just friends. And I know for certain that our mom would be happy to know that our dad isn't alone anymore, that he has someone around the same age, that someone he could spend time with and just get to know. And when I did ask about that, if he wanted to reconnect and perhaps to rekindle his friendship with Amanda's mom again, he was a little bit hesitative because he knew that she was married still, and he didn't want to cause any trouble between her or her husband. But and Amanda actually brought over both her mom and her stepdad, and well, turned out that her stepdad and our dad had one big common interest: fishing. They often went on fishing trips together, and, well, they're like they're just like two peas in a cup, or or well, basically they're like two long lost brothers and kind of like that. And me and Kelly, though, well, at first we were a little hesitating to even to get to know Amanda's mom, but she was a very, very sweet woman. She kind of reminds me of our own late mother. So we started calling her like a stepmom or something, which she didn't mind, because she didn't want to be. She thought that she knew that we have lost our mom some time prior before all this. So she wanted to be like a surrogate mother for us, which neither me or Kelly didn't mind. But at first it was a little bit awkward, at least. And before you all ask, no, we didn't move into one big house. They still live in their own house, so then, but we started to spend more time together as like a big family. Like sometimes for Thanksgiving, either at our house or at Amanda's parents' house, or even New Year's or even Christmas or even New Year's. But this surprising visit by Amanda not only brought us a whole new sister, but also a whole different new family that we bonded over. Even when this came out to our grandparents, they were also so surprised that they actually were another granddaughter. Well, let's say our grandmother and our dad had a little bit argue. Like, she scolded him not to have mentioned that he had another daughter with another woman, but when she learned the true story behind all that, she dropped the topic it much and accepted Amanda as her granddaughter, which, after all, she was. But I had to say, all of this was really so confusing and surprising when she literally just ended up at our front door, and she literally came to our lives, and me and Kelly was really happy to know we actually have another sister out there. Even though despite she was a little bit older than ourselves, but we were just happy. And even today, now, even a year later in 2023, we're still close to each other. I also had to admit, I'm actually happy to have her sister as Amanda. She's a very cool, strong sister, and she also told us in early this year that she and her boyfriend are expecting the first child around sometimes later in this year. I was, wow, I'm going to be an uncle. That's great. And when Amanda found out, she was excited, so excited, like more ecstatic that she's going to be an aunt. And sometimes it's just me. I go often to see my mom's grave, and it's like I talking to her as if she's there, knowing all this are happening. I'm just telling her like updating of things what's happening, like say that how Amanda came to us in the first day, and now she's telling us that she's gonna having a baby, and that me and Kelly are gonna be an aunt and uncle, and our dad is happy to reconnect with Amanda's mom again as a friend, and yeah, and I can also say happy to say our dad actually he did meet another woman around the same age, and no, they are not planning to have any kids anytime soon or all. Since he once told us, 3 kids is very enough for me, and that woman, well, if she and my dad end up getting married, I will have 2 more siblings, 2 stepsisters actually, and honestly, more than better. I mean, if that happens, I have 3. I will have 4 sister, not 2, and oh boy, that would have been a big holiday celebrations for the future. But I did encourage my dad to start dating this woman. After all, he has been alone since mom died. and seeing him alone at home or at work, and it was very hurtful. It was hurtful to see it. And I told them, if you and this and your new lady have any plans to getting married, do it. I don't mind. I just want to see you happy, and I don't mind to have a stepmother. And, well, he said that he would consider it. And Callie was even agreed that if he wanted to get married with someone he really cares about, then do it. He wouldn't. She and I wouldn't mind. And, but yeah, me, Callie was just excited that we finally had a new sister in our lives. And I do tell you, I was really surprised because even the day when she literally just showed up, neither me and Kelly didn't even believe her at first. But after she had showed us the photos of herself with her mom, and that our dad could confirm it was actually her mom that he used to date all those years ago, and the fact that after he took a DNA test to confirm if Amanda was my sister or not, but it was. I was just happy. And like I said earlier, Kelly, when she learned the fact that they were real related, oh boy, she was so excited. Like, over the moon behind happy. But yeah, I'm just happy that Kelly and I have a sister that we can bond over, and that we are going to have a nephew or a niece for the next few months. Well, it's gonna be a busy times in the future, that's for sure. And I really hope that my dad and his new lady is gonna get married at some point also, because I really want to see him really happy with someone else, someone new. And I know, and even I know that Kelly would agree, that even our mom is still up there watching over us, would agree to see our dad happy with someone new. And dad, let's hope that it happens soon. And mom, we all miss you really much. And yeah, so this is the story how me, Kelly, actually found out we have a one older half sister, and like I said earlier, this wasn't a scary story and it was confusing, but like I said, it had an happy ending, which it does. I'm just happy, not only for me, not for Kelly, but for all of us. So yeah, hope everyone had a good understanding how our lives went from a sad day when our mom passed away, when a new day came 6 months later, when a surprising new member in our family just showed up at the front door. And I'm surprised if this has happened to other people around the world. I'm pretty sure this has. And I'm just happy to have a new sister in my life. So, thank you everyone for listening to the story. Thank you.